What is up? What is up, fam? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year's for those who say it incorrectly, like I do from time to time. What's up, everybody? It's me, Mark Wiggins. I am coming to you live and direct straight from hot Atlanta down here doing what I do best, which is usually trying not to work and trying not to overwork, but being creative and doing what I do. Um, yeah, here we are again. Another new year, another new situation. We are thankful to be here because as the pastors them used to say, somebody was not waking up this morning, so we should be thankful this morning that we woke up, coming off of a very long weekend, having to have buried a very good friend of mine. Reminded how short life is, right? Everyone gets all philosophical at these moments and thinking about, oh, what I should do, and I should do more, and I should do this and that and the third. Listen. Just do more. Just do more, right? And we're going to talk about the word of the year here in a second, but I feel like I need to just put this out here to people to just remind you that our health is all that we ever have that we can count on. And sometimes that's even shaky, right? We don't want to do the necessary things. We don't want to change the diet. We don't want to um, do the exercise, put in the work, as the young people like to say. We don't want to do the work, but we want the results and the benefit of not doing those things. Well, you will get the benefit of not doing the work and putting in the time, and that is your body will break down on you like a house of cards. Um, get your checkups, check your blood pressures, check your sugars, check your diets, you exercise, you walk in, and you walking enough. Just do a little bit more in 2023. If you're doing some, do more. If you haven't done any, get off the bench. Take this moment to get off the bench and do something, and stick with those checkups, especially to my kings out here. It is a tragedy when we have enough going against us that we are taken out by something that we could manage a little bit better. Everybody say better, but even at the end of that and all the efforts, we know that at some point in time, when God says it's your time is to go, it is your time to go. And that's what I grapple with now. I grapple with having to watch a friend who maybe could have taken some stronger steps along the way. Opportunities were given for him to take care of his hypertension and his heart and his disposition, and he chose not to. He chose not to. At the end of the day, he chose not to do it, and the results were deadly, right? And it was hard to watch. And then you see friends, and then you self-evaluate, and you go through and like, yo, is my stuff together? It's the middle of the day, so I'll be mindful. Um, and you often find yourself lacking. You're doing some, but again, it's not enough to do more. You get to a certain age, all of a sudden, the food you used to love to eat does not love you anymore. So I think one of the best things that ever happened was I found out I was lactose intolerant. It was like the curse of death. Like, oh no, no cheese, no more cheese, no more milkshakes. And it was, in the early infancy of all things vegan. Vegan was a bad thing. Vegan was like, ugh, you're vegan. Then it was gluten. Oh, you're gluten intolerance. I don't know how I'm gonna live with that one. Listen, you will quickly find out a way to make that joint work. And thanks to science and technology and just more knowledge of people getting into space and making things better for us to have, I can have milkshake. It's just oat milk. It's lactose free ice cream. I really had, you know what, I had lactose free yogurt I had yogurt, lactose free yogurt, the first time in probably about 20 years because I was like, I'm done with all of it. Have some yogurt. What's in that smoothie? What's in that smoothie? You said yogurt. Is it really yogurt or is it not yogurt? Which is a smoothie have juice or does it not? We had to ask these questions, get a whole list of checkoffs before you can decide on whether or not you can eat this or you're done. And somebody like, take a pill. You can take the pill. Listen, I said this the other day. If I had to rely on a pill for my lactose, and I were a female, I would be pregnant. I would just not take the pill. I would just forget. I'd struggle taking my pills I'm supposed to take now. Why would I remember to do that one when it's revolving around eating and you eat all the time? And I've done a whole podcast on why does everything have to have cheese on it? Everything. I think it's a conspiracy from Big Pharma to keep you all sick and wondering and all the rest of that stuff. I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but it sounded really good. I'm gonna run with it. But anyway, you make these changes that you have to make, and part of that change is staying off the bench. And those changes are doing what you have to do for you. And we have to, in 2023, as we embark upon our dreams, our wishes and goals and achievement lists that we've created and vision boards. Everybody's vision board is about up. Mine is not up, self-confession. I got listed. I just ain't put it on the board just yet, but I know where it is I need to get going. So it's been a great run. So after my little warm-up tirade, this is making sure that you all subscribing to the podcast, number one, and to the magazine. Go to offthebenchmagazine.com. We have modified the format to every other month. I know some of you have been looking, hey, where's the magazine? It's once every 2 months. So the next issue that comes out will be the February-March issue, which is the Women of Power issue, and that is going to be a good one. Got a lot of great, powerful women coming into the magazine and great topics. So if you are a writer and you're looking to get some content out on your platform or speaker, we are looking for content. We're looking for people and contributing writers. Hit me up on the inbox and let me know, and we can get you into the magazine on the platform and help you work on your message. It's free to participate. It's not free to advertise. So if you got a business or a book or something, we do have fees. Somebody got to pay some bill somewhere, but it's not heavy. I think the benefit for the investment is high to get on platform and to talk to someone who does this and interview you and help you talk about your book and ask you questions that you cannot ask yourself. It is beneficial to you and the growth of your business. And this is for all businesses out there. If you need a platform to talk about it, hit me up. Coming in 2023, we did make speaking of partnerships, we are forging the final stage of a partnership with an insurance company to come on and talk about finances in life and benefits and health and estate planning and stuff like that. We're going to do about a 5-6 part video podcast series, and they'll be in the magazine. More details to come, and I think it's beneficial for the conversation. We as a community need to get our stuff in order. So looking forward to that. Also, make sure you join the Facebook OTB events group and OTB events, because now with the tickets and the brokering that we're dealing and working with CD Tickets, things are getting hot. We send people to all kinds of shows and things are popping up everywhere. Beyonce's coming. Yeah, we're gonna have access to that. We've got access to F1 racing, NASCAR, concerts after concert after concert. Boys and Men's coming up pretty quick. Whatever you're looking for, you can go see there. And if you don't see a list, you can ask about it. So just go and join the group, OTB Events, and hit us up with a request there, and we can help you with those things. So that being the case, so let's get into the word of the year discussion. I always start off with what happened in my word of the year last year. And as you know, my last year's word was willing. I was willing to do a whole lot of stuff I was not willing to do before. And willing just implies that, people, you'll say, you're a procrastinator, you're lazy, you don't want to do nothing. It may or may not be true, but the reality of it is you are just unwilling to make the choice. I don't want to do it. And I began to be able to voice my I don't want tos and my want tos. And once I began to do that, things became a little easier for me to get done. I was willing to take the extra time when I travel to see friends and family. I was willing to take the time for me to go to the spa and get the body scrub and all the rest of that stuff because it's necessary. I was willing to do the things that were required for my business. The Eating the Ugly Frog first, all of those books we ever talked about or you've read about tasking and getting things done, you have to be willing to do. Willing to get off the bench and go exercise, willing to take your meds and see your doctor, willing to go get your prescriptions done, which I got to do, all that stuff. I mean, there's still some things that I'm not 100% on this. Let's be clear. I'm still a work in progress. So mark that all together. Hell no, I don't. I'm still grinding on it. I'm going to get it together. Right. So I get that colonoscopy scheduled here shortly for my doctor keeps going off on me. So that's what. So willing was the word. And I use it all year. I talked about being willing leaders, about being a willing athlete, about being willing teammates, about being willing customer service. Everything has to do with choice. And everything has to do with the ability to do those things that you want to do. So willing was my word of the year. All right, so let's get into the word of the year discussion right quick. So how do you create your own word of the year? And pause up here. Hey, Sister Ashby, so Ashby, how are you? Hi, Diane, you're always on here. Kelly, what's up? Jeremy Coleman, what's up, Fi? Good to see you today. Stacey Harris, what's happening? I'm talking about you. And Kenny Fitzgerald, what's up? What's up? All right, so how do you create your own word of the year? People always ask me, I don't know. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you had to, I was in a dinner last night with one of our vendors, who's also a mentor friend of mine, and he does it all the time. We get around the table and everybody know that Alpha's going to ask this question about the year. He goes, summarize your year in one word. And she was scratching and my word was actually, what was my word? My word was satisfied. My word for compiling it, compressing it, and condensing it down was satisfied. And he, of course, you have to answer why it was satisfied. And the satisfaction came from achieving goals that I said I was going to do, taking on actions that I had to do, doing the hard tasks, changing some of the business models, changing some of the employees in said business model that were becoming toxic, that were destroying my old infrastructure. I had to deal with those things. Purchasing your piece of property and taking care of things at home and doing things that you want to do for you, those became satisfying to me. And I was actually able to feel like I was being more grown, if you will. Once my son, again, released off to go do his thing, that tasking list was done. It was no more of I need to launch them. No, I need to now come alongside them, right? Both my kids and support them. That's what it was. So a year was satisfying. But when you create a word of the year, you need to try to be in touch with what it is you vision for yourself to do. And if there's a word resonate with you, does something call you to something? Do you feel like you've been held back or something? I feel like I'm gonna break free. I feel like I want to come off the leash. Well, then your word will probably be unleashed. Like my good friend Caprice Smith and her Uncuffed, right? Some people were talking about, I just want to, be more energetic in what I do and have more passion. So is it passion or it is energy? Which one did you want to work with? And so when you start just talking about the thing that you want to have, you may start with a bunch of words and a bunch of phrases and a bunch of, listen, get rid of all of the cliches, slide those over once you get started and dig deeper. Move the cliches out the way. Get deeper, get to a word. And when you'll know when you strike the word, when it strikes you. When you strike the word, it will strike you. When I say my word was willing, that hit different. That hit different. Right? Then I'm fixing to, and I'm willing, I'm open, right? That hit different. So when you are working on that word of the year, just keep drilling down until you strike it. And it says to you, this is the word. It could be a word, somebody else's word. Nobody's making up new words right here. It could be a word that you used a couple years ago. It's applicable right now, so then you should therefore use it. Somebody else's word. I told you I was listening to a podcast and someone was talking about someone dealing with procrastination. And they weren't lazy; they were unwilling. They needed to become willing, and that's when I was like, you know what? That sounds like me. I'm not lazy. I was unwilling. Lies. Sometimes I'm absolutely just lazy. I won't do it. But anyway, that's one thing you need to do. You need to drive that thing down a little bit deeper to get to that word. And if you have your word of the year right now on the chat, because I'm watching the Facebook now, post your word of the year up. Let's share with everybody what your word of the year is. My word is undefer. And we'll get to that in a second. It was in the magazine that just dropped, so you got that. Make sure you read that. But in the chat, drop your word of the year. You want to make sure that your word is something that sticks with you, that resonates. It should anchor you. It should realign you. It should bring you back to focus. It should mean something every single time you say that word. It should bring something to remembrance to you why you need to do certain things. That's how you know you've chosen a good word for you. And again, this is not something set in cement. You can actually change your word. It's okay. If it doesn't work after 3 months, like this is not good, then it wasn't good in the first place, number one. Number two, change it. No one's gonna be mad. No one's gonna be mad because we really don't know what your word is anyway. This is a personal challenge. These are things that you want to do. What's up, Fred Sapp? These are things that you want to be doing. So work that part. All right. Second thing is how to use your word of the year. I kind of got into that a little bit. Use your word all the time. Use your word all the time. Highlight it. Put it on your phone. I made it. I'll have it with me. I'll have it soon. I'll make my sublimated tumbler. It had willing on it, and everywhere it went, I took a picture of it, had it on my phone, so it was on my page, my picture. Open the phone. Are you willing? Well, today I'm not willing, so we're not going to do that. And have that word out there in front of you, so when you have your word with you all the time, it is something that keeps you grounded. Again, it keeps you focused. So use it. Write in sentences with it. If you're a speaker, I challenge you to use that word in your speech making, in your topic content creation, use that word. Hashtag it. Everything needs to be hashtag. Tag it up everywhere, sign it, dot, dot, dot. You know, I started adding dot, dot, dot everywhere. Until, dot, 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 willing, dot, 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 I'm deferred, dot, dot, dot. It just reminds me that I'm not finished doing what I need to do. And again, this is for me. These words are for you to use for you to make sure you're doing what you said you would do. It's not about what we want. Now, you want some accountability, jump on the line and make it go. What's up, Chris Warder? Jamal Smith, what's happening? If you want to jump on and put it out here and say, hey, everybody, I need some support, we'll support you. The Off the Bench community is here. We will support you, but it's your word and the thing that you need to do. So that's what you want to do with that. So that's how to use your word of the year. So let's get into what my word of the year is. Topic of the word is undefer. Let me tell you how I got here. I struggled with two words on the way to the end of the year. I was dealing with willing. Willing was working really strong for me. And I was like, well, how am I going to top this and get it next year? What is it that I need to be doing? And one word was unbothered. I needed to be unbothered by the minutia, stuff that was beneath me. I was in a space where I was dealing with a lot of other people's mess, right? A lot of people's stuff, and a lot of people seem to be allowing their mess to come on top of me, and I was affected by it. I had reactions, I had emotions by it, and I need to recognize this ain't got nothing to do with me. Matter of fact, it's taking away from what I need to be doing. I'm giving away my energy to this bull over here as opposed to applying my energy to that mess over there, which is actually mine, and I need to take care of it. So I began to I'm be undeferred, or unbothered. I'm unbothered. I said, well, that's not really who I am. I'm not one. What's up, Noob? What's up, B Smith? I'm really not that person. So I had to come up with something a little different. And so while I was dealing with that, when I sat with it for about 2 weeks or so, and then all of a sudden, defer popped up. Defer. So if I'm unbothered by something, that means I'm not responding to it. If something that I need to set aside away from me because I don't need it anymore, like you defer payments. We all holding our breath on these student loan payments and defer that joint and get rid of these joints. Come on, Jesus, come through Congress and everybody else y'all playing. But you defer something, right? You put it off. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gone away. You may have to deal with it at some point in time, but you have put it off. And that's when it hit me. I said, well, I put away a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have. I need those back now. I had to go find my claim slip, go down to Burlington Coat Factory and to Sears and get my shit out of layaway. I had to go get it out of layaway. So I went to go get my stuff out of layaway. And when you go get it out of layaway, ladies and gentlemen, you have what? Undeferred some things. So undefer became my word. What do I need to undefer? Here we go. I needed and will be undeferring things like my fearlessness when it comes to new projects and new ideas, stepping out on your own. I will undefer my creativity and allow it to be. I'm a highly creative person, but I set that aside for whatever I was focused on. Again, these aren't intentional things, ladies and gentlemen. These are, I had to do what I had to. Life happens, and you've got to prioritize and take those things, and something's got to go. Well, I'm simply saying to you, when you go back and redo your list, look for things that you deferred and undefer them and bring them back, right? Undefer that dream of having your own business. You started during pandemic, you started making things and started selling on Etsy, and all of a sudden you back to your normal lifestyle. Where did it go? And why was it over there in the first place? What made you put that there? Undefer your power. Undefer your power. You have relegated, delegated, dismantled, disseminated, diluted. How about that, Nate? Diluted your power to other things and other people. Talking about, I don't know why I can't get ahead. Because you gave it all away. So I deferred a whole lot of power and position and put it over there for some reason. I'm taking a step back. No, you deferred your power. And we're no longer deferring my power. Mark is going to undefer his power. Mark is going to undefer the lifestyle I need to have. As I analyze some of the things that are happening, I keep telling people, there was a tasking that was at hand, right? There was a launching that had to happen for the kids, for me and my mindset, right? Once Marcellus was clearly off to medical school and doing his own thing, it took me 3 or 4 months to kind of really recognize this Bama wasn't coming back home. Baby girl had long said she wasn't coming back home. She was like, I'm out the state, deuces. And now she's 26. She's not coming back. What am I to do, dad, father? What am I to do now? That was the assignment. That was the assignment. The assignment had been completed. On to the next assignment. Well, I have to modify who I am, still dad, still father, but in a different way. You're the rooter, the OG, Oracle Sensei. This is who you are right now. So you call upon for wisdom. Pull up to the chair and let's talk to me. Let me spill some wisdom onto you. That's who I am right now. But what does that do for what I wanted to be personally? I need to defer some things and bring those back because I have time. I have now changed my priority. So when you undefer things in your life, then that's what you need to do. So now I've undeferred them. One of the major things, and I'll be transparent with you, although my background is on Blur, I will be transparent with you. One of my heart's feelings that was deferred, as much as you believe I speak like I do a lot of speaking, I do. It's not what I dream. The speaking is not how I envision it to be. I deferred a lot of it. I deferred a lot of it. I deferred a lot of the opportunities. I deferred a lot of the effort and actions and grind to be what I envision me to be. I'm like Usher in the back with 2 fingers forward. Come down here, come down here. I'm gonna put you right over here now. I'm going back to get those. So I'm going to undefer that passion that I've always wanted to do, the things I want to do. There's nothing wrong with it. We'll see what happens. We'll stick it out there and fight and go. Again, I do a lot of great stuff, have done a lot of great things, been on a lot of great stages, and it looks amazing to a lot of people. Oh my God, but who gives 2 dead flies about what you feel about what my goal should be? Thank you for the confidence, bless you, but that's not what I want. I'm not going to be satisfied with what you see. I got to keep grinding. I got to keep moving. I need to undefer that power, undefer that position, undefer what I need to do for Mark to be the best Mark I can possibly be, because I need to be better than I was yesterday. Everybody say better. Right. That's the thought. You need a philosophy or a catchphrase, a mantra. There's the word I want. If you're looking for a mantra for this year, 2023, join me in simply saying better than yesterday. That's all it takes. It's better than yesterday. Just a little bit. And so many times that little bit becomes a lot of bit. And that little bit of better becomes a new standard. And that new standard becomes a new elevation for you. And all of a sudden you go, I'm comfortable with where I am, and we're going to keep working. That's what you should strive for. I'm not telling you what to do. Y'all grown. But for me and my house, we are deferring some things and we are setting levels and moving higher to a higher plane. I love it. I love how I feel right now. I love the energy behind it. And hopefully you can come along with. It's been a great ride up until now. I'm in the space that you were in. You are effective where you are, but you need to be more effective. You need to reach more people. Somebody right now, I keep asking and reaching out to people. Give me your information. Give me your articles. Come get in my magazine. I really wish I could get this book done. I really wish I could speak. Well, damn it, what else you need? You need a starting spot. I got it for you, but yet still you won't hit my inbox. I stopped begging. I mean, I'm not begging anymore. I'd let you know you got it cool. I'm moving on. When you're ready to get off your bench and come get on a platform to get started, then come holler at your boy. I got you. To my kings out there, I'm writing this Kings Conversation book, and I've been asking for kings to give me their content. Men don't read a lot, number one, and number two, we don't write a lot. We're horrible communicators. Horrible. We won't write a lot. But I'm not giving up on my project. So if you're listening right now, kings, I need your chapter, 1,500 words max. It's free to come get in this King Conversation to share your knowledge, your experience, and things that you've gone through to help some other person raise a young king or to help motivate another king out here. Carrington, I see you out there, bro. I need your stuff. Reverend Dr. Ron Sullivan up in New York. I need your book. Let's see who was on here. Hey, Shay Collins. Nate, I know you're going to be involved. What's up, Auntie Glenda? My favorite aunt. Hey, Auntie Glenda. So anyway, these are the things that we have to do. So I'm undeferring and the power. I don't care. I just posted a podcast that I did with Eddie Francis talking about Deion. And it's always been about Deion. I've been wanting to come on sometimes and just really go off on how I feel, but I have to make sure I don't be going off too crazy. And when he says, he said, don't let my confidence bother your insecurities. Don't mind me and my confidence and your insecurities. Don't put that on me. Don't put that on me. When you walk in a room and they know who you are, rephrase. When you walk in the room, do you know who you are? And when you know who you are, how they feel about who you are and their insecurities is not your problem. We worry about the wrong things. I worry about how they feel about. I ain't said a word, and I'm worried about it. No, that's not power. That's powerless. Defer that. Defer your powerlessness. I think I said that right. Undefer your power and your powerfulness, and get to where you want to go. Right. We talk about potential, how it's a backhanded compliment. Oh, he got a lot of potential, but which negates everything you just said before it and sets up for something totally different. He's still living in his mama's house at 70. Why are you still there? Unrealized energy is potential. Its potential has not been engaged, right? When you engage your potential, it then converts to energy, and energy therefore creates an action and a reaction, a movement, which is what you measure it by, is what it moves and what it creates and pushes. That is energy. When you do work, work measures the results of energy engaged, right? As they tell me. So why don't you, I'm gonna leave you with this, and I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna challenge all of you, and me too. Hey, Glenda, this is a good one, Glenda. This is a good one. This is a good one. I'm going to ask you all, this is my word, undefer, but I'm gonna ask you for the action. Would you please, for 2023, undefer your potential? I ain't got nothing else to say. Well, that was a good one right there. I'm glad this is recorded. Undefer your potential. I just told you what potential it is. Unrealized energy is sitting here. You can't destroy it. You can't erase it. It just moves and goes somewhere else. Well, undefer it. Engage your potential and turn it into actual energy and actions and growth and off the benchness so you can have the life that you want to have. It's real simple. It's real simple. I like that one. You like that one, Glenda? I'm going to roll with that joint right there. That's it for 2023 for me. I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm going to undefer potential. That is the mission, is to get you off the bench and help you to undefer your potential. See what I'm saying? I will speak on the next time you hear this, it'll be a whole speech. And this will be a whole look at Marcus talking about undefer again, undefer potential. Don't get it is what it is. At any rate, as always, let me see who else is joining the line over here. We got Shay Khan, something. Okay. All right. Hey, I appreciate y'all jumping in. Please like and share and subscribe this to everyone that you know. We're going to get this message and this off the bench community growing even more in 2023. And as always, if you can reach your dreams with the step ladder, they probably are and will remain forever too low. I'm out.